Our topic for today's discussion is cultivation of pea, or commonly known as field pea. Pea or Pisum sativum is an important winter season leguminous crop which is also known as matar in India. The crop is generally cultivated for its green pods and grains. It is one of the most important pulse crop of India. The fruit is a typical pod containing 4 to 9 seeds. The length of the pod is 5 to 9 centimeter, and there are two types of cultivated peas. There is the garden pea and the field pea. Garden peas are harvested in an immature condition to be cooked as green peas to provide a delicious dish, or to be canned or frozen for subsequent uses. Let's have a look on the origin and history of this crop. The cultivation of pea is very ancient. It can be traced to Swiss lake dwellers of the Bronze Age, that is about 3000 to 1100 BC. According to Vavilov, 1926, the field pea is a native to the Mediterranean region of southern Europe to Western Asia. It is probably indigenous to the region comprising Italy, southwestern Asia and eastwards of the Himalayas, including northern India. Coming to area and distribution, the most important field pea growing countries are Canada, Russia, USA, China and India. Canada ranks first in the world in respect of production, followed by Russia. In India, field pea occupies an area of about 0.76 million hectares with an annual production of about 0.67 million tons. The average productivity in the country is 866 kg per hectare. In India, Uttar Pradesh is the major field pea growing state. Uttar Pradesh alone produces about 60% of total pea produced in India. Besides Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh and Bihar are the major field pea producing states. Let's see about the economic importance of this crop. Field peas are grown as a cover crop to reduce the soil erosion. Pea straw is a nutritious fodder. Dried peas are often made into a soup or simply eaten. Peas are roasted and sorted and eaten as snacks. Bioplastics can be made using pea starch. It is also highly nutritive and contains high proportion of 22.5% digestible protein, 62.1% carbohydrates, 1.8% fats, minerals, for example calcium, iron, etc., and vitamins including riboflavin, thiamine and niacin. The mature seed may be used as whole or split into dal and prepared in various ways for human consumption. Let's look about the classification of this crop. Pea is a diploid species with its chromosome number twice and equal to 14. It belongs to the subfamily Papilionaceae of the family Leguminosae or Fabaceae. Two types of peas are generally cultivated all over the globe. The first one is garden pea, that is Pisum sativum variety hortens. The second type of pea is field pea, which is Pisum sativum variety arvens. Garden pea, that is Pisum sativum variety hortens. It is also called as a table pea. In this type, young green seeds are used mostly in vegetables and also for canning purposes. Seeds are bold and wrinkled and white flowered. Leaves are compound, having 1 to 3 pinnate of oval or oblong shaped of 25 to 50 mm length with micronate tips. Leaf axils are generally green. Stem is angular or round, vestibular, glabrous and non-pigmented. And seeds are yellowish, whitish or bluish green. Field pea, which is Pisum sativum variety Arvens. In this type, the ripe and mature seeds are used as pulse, that is dal. They are also grown as forage or green manure crop. Field peas are hardy plants and grown on a large scale without much of irrigation. The plants are also able to withstand frost. Leaf axils are often pigmented. They have generally colored flowers. Seeds are rounded and little angular. And seeds are grayish green, grayish brown or grayish yellow. And let's discuss about the soil and climatic requirement of this crop. The first one is soil type. A well-drained loam soil is considered best for pea cultivation. They tolerate a moderate soil pH range, that is 6 to 7.5. However, the optimum pH is 6.5. And coming to climate, pea is a cool season crop and performs best at 10 degrees Celsius to 18 degrees Celsius. For germination, about 22 degrees Celsius temperature is considered favorable. The flower and young pods are badly affected by frost. The optimum mean monthly temperature is 13 degrees Celsius to 18 degrees Celsius. And let's have a look on cultural practices of pea. There are a number of cultural practices for pea, of which the most important field operations may include soil tillage and land preparation. After harvest of kharif crops, the fields should be plowed with disc or morbot plow, where tractor is available. One deep plowing followed by 2 to 3 harrowings, and planking should be given to prepare a well pulverized seed bed. Sowing time. Second fortnight of October is the optimum time for sowing of field peas. The sowing time in case of garden pea is first fortnight of November in northern India. It should be sown when daily maximum temperature is below 30 degrees Celsius and the daily minimum temperature comes down to 20 degrees Celsius. Let's see about the seed rate and spacing maintenance of this crop. The early maturing varieties are given closer spacing and higher seed rate, and the late varieties are given wider spacing and lower seed rate. In case of early maturing dwarf varieties, the crop should be sown in rows 20 cm apart, and about 100 to 125 kg seeds per hectare should be sown. In late maturing and taller varieties, a row spacing of 30 cm is optimum. The seed rate should be reduced to 75 to 80 kg per hectare. In case of field peas, the average seed rate should be 60 to 80 kg per hectare in rows 30 cm apart. Let's come to seed treatment. Before sowing, seeds should be treated with thiram or carbendazim, that is Bavestin, at the rate of 2.5 gram per kg of seed. For good nodulation, seed should be treated with proper strain of bacterial culture before sowing. Seeds treated with rhizobium culture give higher yield. And let's look about how this crop is to be sown. The seeds should be drilled using the seed drill or by hand dibbling. It can also be done by seeding behind the country plow. And sowing depth. Pea seeds should be sown at a depth of 4 to 5 cm. Too deep or too shallow sowing give negative impacts on germination and seed damage respectively. Cropping system. Field pea is sown as a rabi crop, and the most common rotations followed are maize field pea, rice field pea, cotton field pea, sorghum field pea, parmelet field pea. It is generally grown mixed with chickpea, barley, wheat, oats, rapeseed and mustard crops. It is also grown as an intercrop in autumn sugarcane. 2 rows of field pea may be sown 30 cm apart in the center of 2 sugarcane rows, sown at 90 cm spacing. Coming to the varieties, the choice of good variety is a very important aspect of a bumper harvest. The varieties recommended for different states may be: for Assam, HUP2, Rachna, Aparna, that is HFP4. For Bihar, KFP103, HUP2, Rachna, Uttara, Shikha and Aparna, that is HFP4. For the state of Haryana, the varieties recommended are Alankar, that is DMR7, DMR11, Uttara, Jayanti and Aparna, that is HFP4. For Himachal Pradesh, the varieties are Aparna, HFP4, DMR7 and DMR11. For the state of Punjab, the recommended varieties are PG3, Aparna, HFP4 and LFP48. For Rajasthan, the recommended varieties are HUP2, Aparna, HFP4 and Rachna. For Uttar Pradesh, the varieties recommended are Aparna, HUF2, Shikha, Rachna, Uttara, Pand P5, JP85, Marvia 15, Swati and Sapana. For Uttaranchal, the varieties are VLP1, Pan P5 and Rachna. For the state of Madhya Pradesh, the varieties may be Aparna, HFP4, JP85, Rachna, DMR11. For West Bengal, the varieties are Aparna, that is HFP4, HUP2, Shikha, Rachna, Uttara and KFP103. And for the northeastern region, the varieties suited are Aparna, that is HFP4 and Rachna. Let's see about the manures and fertilizer application for this crop. Manures and fertilizers are applied at different doses according to the ecosystems prevailing in the country. Under rain-fed conditions, the NPK-S recommendations are 20, 40, 20 and 20 kg per hectare. Under irrigated normal conditions, the NPK-S recommendations are 25, 40, 30 and 20 kg per hectare. And under lake condition, the NPK-S doses are 40, 40, 30 and 20 kg per hectare. Now let's discuss about how water is to be managed for this crop. First, irrigation should be given at 45 days, and second, if needed, at pot filling stage. Irrigation may bring 100 to 150% increase in yield depending upon the soil type, winter rains, and depth of water table. Poor drainage leads to reduction in the number of branches and pots per plant. Let's say about the weed management. Fields should be free from weeds for the period up to 40 to 50 days after sowing. The major weeds found in pea crop are Chenopodium album, Fumaria parviflora, Lethaira species, Melilotus alba, Vicia sativa, and many other weeds. The field should be kept free from weeds by giving to weeding and hoeing after 3 and 6 weeks of germination respectively. Pendimethalin at the rate of 0.75 to 1 kg AI per hectare is another effective pre-emergent herbicide for pea. If needed, integrated weed management involving any pre-emergent herbicide followed by one hand weeding is economical. Now let's see about how the crop has to be protected from different diseases and insects. Diseases: wilt and root rot. These diseases are caused by Fusarium oxysporum and Rhizoctonia solanae fungi. The symptoms may be seen in seedling stage. Roots rot and plants show yellowing of the lowermost leaves followed by wilting. Management: the diseases may be prevented by treating the seed with 2.5 gram of Sirasan or carbendazim, that is Bevestin, per kg of seed before sowing. The second disease is powdery mildew. This disease is caused by a fungus, Erysipphe polygoni. White powdery patchy grown on both the surfaces of the leaves and also on the tendrils, pods and stem are observed. Management for this disease: the disease can be controlled by 2 to 3 sprays of wettable sulfur like Sulfex at the rate of 3 kg per hectare or 1 kg Bevestin or 2 kg keratin per hectare in 1000 liters of water. The next disease is rust. The disease is caused by fungus Uromyces fabi. The stem of the plant becomes malformed and the affected plant dies out. All the green parts of the plants are affected. The earliest symptoms are the yellow spots. The pustules develop into powdery appearance as light brown. Management for this disease: Mancozeb 75 WP at the rate of 2 kg per hectare in 1000 liters of water to the crop is helpful. 2 to 3 sprays at 15 days interval are sufficient to control this disease. Now let's come into insect pest management. The first insect is pea stem fly. The adult fly lays eggs in the plant tissues and the maggots damage the internal tissues of the stem and ultimately the entire plant dies. Damage is more severe in early plantings. For management of this insect, mix 36 kg carbofuran, that is Furadan 3% granules, or 10 kg Forate, that is Timet 10% granule in the soil before sowing. The next insect is leaf miner. Larvae feed by making tunnels in the leaves. They cause serious damage during December to March. For management of this insect, spraying 250 ml of phosphomidone 85 SL, that is dimecron, or 1 liter of oxydimetone methyl, that is metacistox 25 EC, or dimethylate, that is Rogor 30 EC in 1000 liters of water per hectare would be effective when the attack begins and continued at 15 days interval. Pea aphids. They shock the shape of the cells, owing to which the leaves turn pale and yellow. In case of severe infestation, the plant growth is checked. Management. To control the spray of 1.25 liters of dimethylate or oxydimetone methyl, that is metacistox 25 EC in 1000 liters of water per hectare. Repeat the spray after 10 to 12 days. The next insect is pot borer, which is a very destructive insect for this crop. They bore into the pods and feed on the grains inside. Generally, a late sown crop is damaged more by this pest. Management. For control, spray the crop with 500 ml monocrotophos 36 SL or 200 ml fenvalerate 20 EC or 125 ml cypermethrin 25 EC or 1 kg carbaryl 50 WP in 1000 liters of water per hectare. Picking of green pods should be done 15 days after spraying. Thrips. These insects cause the yield loss due to sucking of cell saps from the plant parts. Management. For control of this pest, spraying 150 ml cypermethrin 25 EC in 1000 liters of water per hectare would be helpful. Now let's come to harvesting, threshing and storage. Different varieties of garden pea have varying maturity periods. The picking of green pods should be done by giving a simple jack to the peduncle and with minimum possible disturbances to the plants, while field peas should be harvested when they are fully ripe and threshed after sufficient drying in the sun. Now let's see about the yield potential of this crop. With improved package of practice, field peas can yield about 20 to 25 quintals of grain and about the same quantity of straw from 1 hectare of land. Conclusion. The country's per capita consumption of pulses is very low. Pea, which is a major pulse crop in India, needs to be cultivated with latest technologies in respect of cultural practice and other crop management. Pea production and productivity can be enhanced with the use of improved varieties, proper nutrient, weed and pest management. Due to aberrant climatic situations, contingent cropping has to be planned to cope with the changing environment, while the field pea can be a crop to fit in any eventuality. Since crop production involves best skills, production and productivity depends on management part. Soil health improvement, scientific sowing methods, right sowing time, integration of all resources are prime factors for good crop harvest.